You don't know me, but I know you. I want to play a game.
So first things first, chameleons typically do not like being held or handled. Chameleons are the sweetest creatures. They are beautiful, fascinating, shy, and extremely docile, and you would believe that they make the perfect pets and you can hold them all day. But unfortunately, that is not the case. Again, chameleons don't typically like to be held or handled. They do not like human interaction and they love to be in their own space. However, panther chameleons can be taught to be okay with you handling them or holding them. Now, before even handling your chameleon, you need to understand that it all happens prior to bringing it home. It all happens when you purchase your chameleon. If you're in the store and you're buying a chameleon based off of its colors and you're not looking at its personality, you need to understand that it probably is not going to want to deal with you. It's probably not going to want to interact with you. And it's probably going to be very much against you holding it or handling it. Now, for all of y'all who know me and have been here for a bit, y'all understand that I got Prism from a store up the street from my house. I picked Prism, yes, because of the colors. Very, very vibrant colors. He looked very, very nice in the store. But more importantly, it came down to how the store owner was handling Prism. Prism didn't flare up, he didn't gape, he didn't run away, wasn't trying to bite, didn't hiss. And the store owner said that he had been working with Prism a good bit before I even had purchased him, before I even had seen him. The store owner decided to take Prism, put him on this fake/artificial tree within the storage so that I could get a good look at him. In Prism being on this artificial tree, I walked around in circles just looking at him, and not once did he ever do any of the things that chameleons generally do when they don't want to be approached, looked at, or when you're just simply stressing them out. Before I continue, understand this. If you're buying a chameleon for what it looks like, you're not buying it for its personality. If you're buying the chameleon for its personality, then you're not buying it for the way that it necessarily looks. In a perfect world, what we can do is we can mesh these two things together so that it is the pet that we desire, right? But I understand that the personality of the chameleon and the way that it looks is all right there. So if for whatever reason you don't like the way that the chameleon looks, but you like the way that it acts, don't purchase it. If you like the way that it acts, but you don't like the way that it looks, don't purchase it. There are plenty of chameleons out there, and you can find the chameleon that has a great personality and looks the way that you desire. And this is how it was with Prism. He was already the colors of his father, so he already looked astonishing to me, right? But then the personality is what sold me. There were other chameleons inside the store that I could argue looked better. They were brighter, more vibrant. But I wanted a pet that I could look at that looked very visually appealing. And then I also wanted a pet that if I wanted to handle infrequently, I could. So long story short, sorry for talking your ear off, but I bought Prism more because of the personality. So now let's actually move into handling your panther chameleon. When approaching your panther chameleon, if it moves away, runs away, climbs away fast, then you know not to approach it in that angle that you just did. So this is an instance where Prism was on the floor of the grow tent. I'm using this footage to show y'all what not to do and the things to look out for. And then you're going to see how quickly things can change and be more favorable for you. So now because Prism's on the floor of the grow tent, I have no choice but to reach from above. And I don't want to do this, but again, I want to show y'all the things not to do. So number one, as I reach, you can see how fast he turns around because I startled him. So in this case, I actually moved my hand back. And then upon reapproaching him, he flared up. This is because my hand was higher than it should be. This brings us to a very, very important part. Knowing your chameleon, knowing your panther chameleon. I know what colors Prism changes to when he's stressed out. This is a visual representation of what it looks like when Prism is stressed out, color-wise. So aside from him being flared out, you can see how his colors are right now. Though very bright and vibrant, these are his harsher colors. These are his darker colors. And he gets darker, but this is the first sign to know that you should not try to pick up your chameleon. Based on your panther chameleon's genetic code, it will change a variety of colors, and it will change different colors than what you see Prism is here. But learning the reasons and why your chameleon changes colors is all part of understanding the process to handling your panther chameleon. So from here, I back up and let Prism find a way to reach the jungle canopy within the grow tent. In this instance, you'll actually see me reach towards him and then push him on his side a little bit. But from here, you can see that his colors have actually brightened up. So this, I know he's not as stressed as he initially was a few seconds ago. But it doesn't change the fact that he's still being stressed out. In this instance, you will be able to see the color change where he goes from being a lighter blue to a much more darker royal blue. Now, because I watched Prism about 100 times at this point, I already know how he's going to move towards the top of the jungle canopy. So with that, I move to the other side of my grow tent and watch what I do. So, from the side of my grow tent, I see him scaling up towards the top of the canopy. Because the peace lily plant's leaves are more stalk-like, I already understand that there's a limit to how high he can climb. With that, I reached under Prism at the base of the peace lily's leaf. And then, because I know he can't climb any further, I put my hand where the next leaf would be if he was climbing higher. And then from there, he climbs onto my hand. And with him climbing onto my hand, I move him away from the grow tent, move him away from the plants, and bring him closer to me. Now, because I know that this process stresses him out, especially with my hand having gone through surgery and me not interacting with him at all, I know that I need to make him as comfortable as he can be while he's in my hands. So with that, I decided to move back towards the front of my grow tent to where he can see all the plants, he can feel the moisture coming out of the grow tent, and more importantly, he's in a place where he feels more relaxed. At this point, my hand is just a moving branch. I personally believe that you should not handle your chameleon for more than 15 minutes unless you work with them so much to where they are not stressed out with you handling them. You will see other videos where chameleon keepers can open up their chameleon's enclosure and then the chameleon will just walk out onto them because they know that life is great. That is the whole objective when handling your chameleon. You're trying not to approach them to where you're stressing them out, but have them approach you. Other ways that you can make your chameleon comfortable with you handling them is by messing around in their enclosure without you touching them, offering them bugs or other insects through a hand feeding, or simply just making yourself visible outside of their enclosure. When I'm sitting here watching TV, I generally open up the side door to the grow tent, and Prism can see me the entire time while I'm just sitting there moving around. This will make it so much easier when you try to initially handle your chameleon and for all the times after that. So I'm hoping that this video helped you. If you like videos like these and you want to see more panther chameleon videos or more plant videos, please like, subscribe, and my name is Rice.
You don't know me, but I know you. I want to play a game.